a breath of fresh air that I get to breathe because we finally done it, and now it's done and over with.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and today we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning Bud Crawford's fight resume, specifically how many undefeated fighters he's been matched up against. Now, guys, before we get into that, some of the stats that we know about Bud is that no matter how many fighters he's fought that have been undefeated, we know that Bud Crawford beat them all because he's undefeated. He's 40-0 with 31 knockouts. That gives him a 78% career knockout to win ratio. We know Bud has power in both hands. On paper, he's listed as a southpaw, but he switches stances as often as anybody in the game. He is the number one welterweight in the world. He is also the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He's been undisputed at 40 and 47. Bud is 36 years old, stands at 5'8" with a 74-inch reach, and we know that he represents very proudly Omaha, Nebraska. Guys, I've gotten a lot of questions to do a video similar to this, basically wanting me to break down specific fighters and not necessarily just their strength of schedule or their resume, but dissect a little bit more in depth the difficulty of that schedule. Has said fighter fought many undefeated fighters? And when I chose to do Terence Crawford, I just wanted to contrast and compare so you guys have something to gauge upon, because this is our first video of specifically focusing on undefeated opponents. When I looked at Floyd Mayweather's resume, all of Floyd's 50 fights, he only fought 3 undefeated fighters: Canelo, Ricky Hatton, and Diego Corrales. He beat all of them. Bud Crawford only has 40 total fights. So what I did was I cut that resume in half, and we're gonna dissect just 20 of those fights, specifically 20 fights ago dating back to Sanabria, and then finishing with Errol Spence Jr. In those 20 fights, he has fought 8 undefeated fighters. So just in his last 20 fights, he's been paired up against 8 undefeated fighters. Remember, Floyd in his 50 only fought 3. So in Bud's last 20, he's fought 8. Those undefeated fighters, and we'll read them out loud, starting with the oldest to the most recent fight. I'll read you their record going into the fight and then talk about how it ended. Klimov, 16-0, UD in the 10th. Gamboa, 23-0, knockout in the 9th. Postel, 28-0, UD in the 12th. Ndongo, 22-0, knockout in the 3rd. Horn, 18-0, knockout in the 9th. Benavidez Jr., 27-0, knockout in the 12th. Mean Machine, 21-0, knockout in the 9th. Errol Spence Jr., 28-0, knockout in the 9th. He's fought 8 of them. He's beat all 8 undefeated fighters with an impressive 6 knockouts. So say what you will about your favorite fighter. Say what you will about Terence Crawford. Stats are stats. You could be emotionally triggered by these facts, but the truth is, of Terence's last 20, 8 of them has been undefeated guys, and this is what happens at the highest level. I was actually pretty shocked when I looked at Floyd Mayweather's resume and saw that he only fought 3 undefeated fighters. What does this all mean? You can make it however you want to make it. You can make it mean whatever you want it to mean. The facts and the stats don't lie. Terence Crawford, over his last 20, has fought, beaten, and pretty much played with his food of undefeated fighters over his career. If you guys want me to feature one of your favorite fighters and dissect their strength of schedule, their resume, and talk a little bit more about the statistics that nobody mentions, let me know who those fighters are in the comment section below.